Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I want to be talking about three dreams that I had today, and these dreams had to do with a job, just basically me getting promoted. So the first dream that I had, as I wrote it down, I had a dream where I was applying for a job, and I was really excited about it because I knew in my heart, I knew that I was ready for this job because I knew that I was qualified for it. So I was really, really excited. It seemed like in the dream that I was really, really excited about it. So then I was in this building and I was waiting in line. But I was the first one in line. While waiting in line, I was the first one in line. So I did notice that. Also, as I was waiting in line, again, I was the first one in line, I noticed that I had these papers in my hand, which seemed very important. So I really couldn't see them, but I really couldn't see the papers. I knew they were important. So I believe it was my resume. Now, I noticed a man calling me to his booth. He said, "Okay, you're next." So the man called me to his booth. He smiled, and I kindly gave him my papers. I kindly gave him the papers that were in my hand. And I suddenly looked back and noticed that, there were other people trying to apply for the same job. And that made me very nervous. That made me very, very, very nervous. Because when I was in line, I was like, okay, this is good. I'm gonna apply for this job. I'm gonna get it. But then suddenly, when I looked back, all these people were applying for the same job that I was applying for, and so the only thing that I thought of in my mind was like, oh my goodness. I hope that I'm good enough. I hope that I, looking back at those people, they were dressed nice. They seemed professional. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I hope that I really do qualify for this job. I was really nervous. To be honest, I was really nervous. But then, as I was a bit nervous, I just turned back around. And, the guy, he looked at me and he smiled. And then he said, in the booth, after I gave him the piece of papers, he said, he said, "You're hired." He said, "You're hired," in the booth. And I looked at him like, oh my goodness. I didn't say anything, but I was like really excited. I was like, oh my goodness, I got hired, like I'm hired. I didn't say anything, I just thought it. He's like, "You're hired." And the reason why he whispered it is because he didn't want anyone in the back of the line to know that I was hired. And I was shocked because as I was giving him my papers, even before looking at my papers, he just seemed really, really impressed with me. Really impressed with me. So I'm just kind of shocked that he didn't even take the time to look at my papers. He just said, "You're hired." And that made me feel good. That made me really feel good. So as I wrote down here, piece of paper. So then the next day, I got hired. Then the next day, it was the first day of work. And I was happy, again, because it was just the first day of work, So again, it was the first day of work. I walked in the building, and then I noticed that as I was walking in the building the first day, I noticed that there was this big mirror, like this huge, it was really wide, like the mirror, or it's not really a mirror, it's more a window. So there was a big window on the wall. It was really wide. And I noticed that in the building, as I was walking in the hallway, I noticed this big, big window. Now, on the other side of the window, I seen little kids doing like karate or martial arts. So I was just basically looking at them like this in the window from the other side of the building. And then as they were doing martial arts, and karate. They were all boys, these little children. They seemed like they were very young. They were assuming their age. They was like from 5 to 11 years old. 5 to 11 years old. So as I was looking at the window, and I seen them doing martial arts and karate. Then all of a sudden, I noticed that these men were dressed in black. And they looked like robbers. They looked like robbers. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm looking at the window, looking at these children doing martial arts or karate. And I noticed that these robbers, they just came through the door and they were staring at these kids. And they seemed like really angry. They seemed like, the kids were happy. Everyone was just happy. They just seemed angry. I guess they didn't like, just everyone was happy. They weren't too thrilled about that everyone was just happy. So then all of a sudden I heard a noise, like a shooting noise. So I heard that noise and I was scared. I was like, oh my goodness, I see these robbers, I hear these shooting noises. And I seen through the window that, no disrespect, but I did see that they were like shooting. And then all of a sudden when I seen that, I panicked. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm nervous, I'm panicking, I don't know what's going on. So then I turned around, looked at the hallway, and I noticed that there was this big bed. It was huge. It looked like a king-size bed. Actually, it looked bigger than a king-size bed. I've never looked at actually, that was probably the biggest bed I've ever seen in my life. It was really big. It was just really, really big. Then all of a sudden I was like, I'm gonna hide under the bed. So I hid under the bed and I noticed that there were a lot of children underneath the bed. I noticed there was a lot of children underneath the bed. And in that very second, as I looked at the kids, they seemed terrified. They looked really scared, really, really, really scared. And I was scared myself too. So then I realized at that job that I was being hired as an instructor. I don't know what kind of instructor, because I'm not good at karate or martial arts or anything like that. So I believe that's what they hired me for. That's when I knew. But as the kids were under the bed with me, we were terrified. And I was scared. Then afterwards, as I was hiding under the bed, I noticed a couple of kids walking in the hallway. And I just quickly grabbed their legs. I was still under the bed. I quickly just grabbed their legs so that, I was pushing them under the bed because I didn't want anything to happen to them. So then all of a sudden, everything was quiet. And the robbers, they were on the other side of the building. I heard them. They came to our side of the building. So they quickly opened the door. And I heard noise. I heard them walking. And me and the kids, we were afraid. I was like, oh my goodness, this is my first time at my job. And I'm here having people trying to attack me in my job with these kids. These people seem like very hateful people. Like, these robbers were not happy at all. And I was afraid. And I did hear noise again, a little bit of the shooting noise again. And then that's when the dream ended. The dream just ended right there. Me and the kids just hiding under the bed. And it was shocking and surprising, this dream. But like I said, I think that where the dream started at and what this dream means is that someone is about to get a job or someone's going to get promoted very, very quickly. So whoever this message is to, just know that the job that you're going to be starting now, you're going to be getting promoted very, very, very quickly. But it seems that I put here, but it seems that someone wants to take this away from you. They seem like in the dream. The robbers seemed like they were not happy at all. They were not happy at all that you were happy at all. Like I said, but it seems like that someone was, you have this new job, you have this new life, and it seems that someone wants to take this away from you. It's someone envious and jealous of you because, you have this new job, this new career in life, and they're not happy about it. They're not happy about you or your success. They're not happy about it at all. So they're going to do anything to knock you down. They come to steal, kill, and destroy. And that's what the enemy wants to do. They don't want to see you prospering. They don't want you, they're not happy at all that you got this new job. If you got this new job, you're starting a new life. You're doing better for yourself. You're prospering. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see you happy at all. They don't want to see you happy at all. Now, I have this verse here in the King James Bible, the John 10:10. It says, "The thief cometh not, but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they may have life, and that they may have it more abundantly." So basically, this verse is saying, it doesn't matter if the enemy comes to steal, kill, or destroy. It doesn't matter. Just know that God is going to be there helping you. God is not going to leave you alone. God is going to be there helping you. You're not alone. And He's not going to let anything happen to you in life. If anything, God is going to be helping you prosper even more in life. He wants these things for you. As it says in the verse, "I am coming that they may have life, and that they may have it more abundantly." So whatever this promotion is or this job, God really wants you to have it. And not only that, He's going to be giving you even more. Not only are you going to prosper in this job, but He's going to be giving you even more than what you expected to. Even more. So just know that you're not alone. And it doesn't matter if the enemy comes to, like it says, to steal, kill, or destroy. God is not going to let that happen. God is not going to let that happen. And now, I had a second dream as well. This is my second dream. So this video might be a bit long, and I apologize for that. The second dream that I had, it was the first day, and I had to write this down because it was 3 dreams. The second dream was, I was in the first day of, it was the first day of work. I came in the office, and my boss, he was just basically introducing me to my coworkers there. He's like, "Okay, this is your first day. I'm going to introduce you to everyone that's working here." So he was just basically introducing me to the coworkers there. Now, as I was walking down the hall, everyone smiled at me. And they all looked like very impressed with me. They looked like very impressed, like, wow. It felt like I was being promoted the very first day. It felt like, oh my goodness, this is my first day. I felt very respected. Like, they were looking at me like if I were like this important person or like a CEO or a leader. You know, all I know is that they were looking at me like if I was a person of importance. And that very day when I had that job, I knew that I was being promoted. I knew that very day that I was, because of the looks that they were giving me. They're like, wow, congratulations, this is great. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is only my first day of work and I'm getting promoted. So the message for this is that God is saying that someone is getting promoted very, very, very fast. Someone is going to get, so for whoever this word is for, someone is getting promoted very, very, very fast. So get ready and get prepared. You need to prepare yourself for this season. You need to prepare yourself for the season, because this season is the season where you are going to prosper. You are going to prosper a lot in this season. So get prepared. Get prepared, because you're going to be promoted very, very, very fast. And that is the message for this second dream. This is the second dream. And now, for the last dream, and again, I apologize. It's going to be actually a very, very long video. The last dream, I guess is the same one as, I think it was the same one as the second one as well. I remember having this dream where, like I said, the second dream, there's the first and second, this third dream, I apologize. In this third dream, again, same dream. Instead of my boss introducing me to my coworkers, it was this coworker, this guy that I met the first day. Now I'm talking about the third dream. In my third dream, I was walking in the office. Everyone was happy to see me, and I met this guy, this coworker it was the first day I met him. He was a really nice guy, and we got along well. And then afterwards, he was showing me, he was just basically introducing me to his circle of friends in his job. He's like, this is my friend, this is this, and this is that. And it felt like he was showing off. He was showing me off. He was like, oh, this is our new coworker. She's amazing. She does good works, And he was really impressed by me. The first day, he was just really impressed by me. So this guy, this new coworker of mine, was just basically showing me off. And I felt proud. I was happy. And then all of a sudden I said, oh, can you give me a second? I'll be back for a second. Then all of a sudden, I don't know where I was going. I was just walking in the hallway by myself. I was walking in the hallway by myself, and then all of a sudden I seen this woman in a room. I was just walking, and I just seen this woman in a room. I just looked. She was in a room. And then she took a look at me, and she smiled. And I noticed that this woman was sitting in a seat. She was sitting in a seat. And then there was another seat right next to her, which was empty. So again, she looked at me, she smiled. And then she looked down. And then all of a sudden, after 2 seconds later, she looked at the empty seat next to her. And she said to the empty seat, oh, I'm glad he's not working here anymore. Then she looked at me. She's like, oh, I'm so happy that you are working here now. I'm so happy. So basically, this dream was that I am getting promoted, but I'm taking someone else's place. Now, this person that she said that she wasn't happy with this person. Oh, and also that I forgot to mention, as she was saying this, I forgot about that and I apologize. As she was saying, oh, I'm glad he's not working here anymore. I'm glad that you're working here. Then all of a sudden I did notice that I forgot to say, I did notice there was a whole bunch of people coming in her room, and they also agreed with her. They're like, yes, we're so glad he's not here no more. We're glad that you're here. So basically, yes, I'm getting promoted. But at the same time, I feel like I took someone else's spot. And that's what the dream was telling me, that I was taking someone else's position because they weren't doing what they're supposed to. I guess they were not doing what they're supposed to, so I was just basically taking their spot. And that's what the dream was basically telling me, you know? So, and like I said, these are the 3 dreams that I had, all in all. So just know that this message is for someone out there. You are really, really, really... So, like I said, someone's going to get promoted very, very fast. So get ready and be prepared. And I'm excited, prepare yourself. Like I said again, and as I wrote it down here, I said, prepare yourself for this season, because this season is the season where you are going to prosper. This season, be prepared, because this season is going to be the season that you are going to prosper. Please remember this. And I pray in the name of Jesus Christ that he blesses you. Not only with this promotion, but with many things in life. So again, I pray in the name of Jesus Christ that whoever hears this message, that God will bless them, and they will keep on blessing them. And I hope that, and I'm happy to whoever this message is, like I said, I pray in the name of Jesus Christ. I'm so excited. I pray in the name of Jesus Christ that for whoever this message is God will keep blessing you, that God will keep protecting you, and that God will give you many things in life. And again, thank you so much for listening to this channel. Thank you so much, and have a very, very blessed day, or have a very blessed night. Thank you again. Bye.